Okay, so Jordan Peterson, when he said, and I think this is what their all religions were kind of talking about was consciousness is really it's like heaven and hell is not really a place; it's a state of mind, and God is the ultimate good. And people, when they say they walk with God, what they're really trying to say is they're walking with the ultimate good, which is what's good for them, good for their community, and good for the environment, which is actually a difficult thing to kind of live with. Because imagine making every single decision and having to pass through three filters before you make it. Most people don't think that way. Most people just are instinctually running on momentum and instincts, hunger, sex. That they're really the things that drive us, and we make a lot of decisions based on those two things. But there's another level. There's consciousness where you think about every single decision before you make it, and that's what they mean walking with God. At least that's what I learned with Jordan Peterson. So those kids that are shooting up schools, those kids are living in hell. Like their state of mind is hell. Everything's bad. Everything is, they're burning from the inside. They hate themselves. They hate the world. It's a state of mind. And then people that walk with God, people that do everything well, they think about the community, the environment, everything. They're in a heaven state of mind where every day is a great day. These are what they meant when they were talking about heaven and hell. It's not a place you go to after you're dead. It's right here, right now. And God is just an ultimate good. It's just a word they came up with to call the ultimate good. Because it makes sense. They had to come up with a way for people to behave, for them to cooperate together. Imagine living with 100 people. I can probably remember 100 people's names, and I can probably have an intimate relationship with them. And I can trust you. I can be like, oh, I trust this guy. He's in my tribe. We're good. But you get to 1,000, you get to 2,000 people, you have to be able to trust these strangers. So it's hard if you don't trust them. But if I find out you're Catholic and I'm Catholic, it's much easier to trust you, right? And I think that's why religions were created. And when I did the research for agricultural revolution, they talked about that. Religion started when the agricultural revolution started. That's when masses of people started coming together. When towns turned into cities. So they had to come up with a way for people to behave so that everyone can kind of cooperate together. Because if I can do business with you, if I can trust you, that's great. But if you're going to rape my wife right now, I can't have you around me. I have to be able to walk my day and trust you. And if I find out you're Catholic and I'm Catholic, or whatever the religion is, it's much easier to trust you. So that's the base of religion. It was a way to get all of these cities and these people to interact and behave with each other so that they're not killing each other. That's why all the commandments are pretty much the same. Like, don't kill, thou shalt not kill, treat other like their neighbor. Like, that's why all these things were created. It was just a blueprint, a guideline for people to not kill each other. The problem is people got all stuck in the details. Catholic versus, Christianity, Jewish. And then if you actually pull back, it's all the same shit. We're all saying the same things in different ways. We have different mascots. You know what I mean? And they had them back in the day. I mean, Horus, the god of sun, which is like the Egyptian god, that was like, they say it was the original one. Same exact birth date as Jesus. Same exact, like, three things happened to him. Like, Easter, he's reborn. Like, the dates and the everything is almost the same. And they did that because of the springtime. And they actually they had like moon god, they had a sun god, and I actually think that makes more sense because these are physical things we can actually see. Like, you would think that the sun would be our god because this is a thing that if we don't get, we die. We don't die, but we get depressed if we don't. We get an actual vitamin from the sun, and we don't worship the sun. These Egyptian first religious people, they worship the sun. Makes a lot of sense. The sun would bring springtime, would bring food, the rain, the water, heat. Like, it would make sense that a little tribe would create the sun as a god. But we turned it into a person because we got to a point where we just couldn't believe it was a. I wonder who was like the first one to actually like create a person type god, right? Because if you think of God as like a person, it changes the way you look at it versus God as an energy, right? If God is just like an energy, which means the ultimate good, that's an energy, then you think of it differently as if you think of it as a person with a face.
Well,
I think of it as an energy. But I didn't though before. I thought it was Jesus. And then I got older and I was like, oh, I'm not religious at all. I'm atheist. And now that I'm even older and I've learned these like Jordan Peterson lessons, I've like thought about it again. And I went, oh, that makes sense why they came up with religion. It was necessary. I thought it was a bad thing when I was younger. I was like, oh, those people are crazy. And now I'm like, no, no, no. They had to create religions because people would be killing each other left and right. The problem is people got stuck on the details and they looked at the Bible as this real thing, like these real stories actually happen, and they're way deeper than that. And Jordan Peterson actually has a YouTube channel where he goes into the Genesis and he breaks down every single story as if it was metaphorical. And he goes, this metaphorically means that, and this means that, and he basically pulls it apart like a puzzle and he spits it back at you, and you look at him like, oh, I've never had anybody explain the Bible like that to me. Nobody knew it to that level. But everything is metaphorical. Everything. It's way deeper, way more complex than people think. And because they spoke in a way that we don't speak now, it's very hard to understand it. So people dismiss it. I dismissed it. I was like, I don't understand that shit. These stories are stupid. There's no way this is real. Bye. And I just thought the whole thing was weird and crazy and dumb. And then I started listening to him, and I'm like, wait a minute. There's something else going on here. And then when I did the research, I went, oh no. Religion is important. And what I think we need now is a new religion. The answer was never no religion. It was a new religion. And this new religion has to accept everybody. And I think you're seeing it now with the coronavirus. We're creating a new religion. You can see it on social media, if you think about it, is a religion. Hello? Because I've been thinking about this lately, and I'm like, look what's happening on social media. You can see there's a trend going on. There's a behavior. There's a way of people interacting with each other. It's become something else. You know what I mean? Where we accept everyone, and we actually make fun of each other, and it's all good. You know, and there's this like acceptance across social media. It's interesting. In person, it's a different story, but you're seeing this. Right, it's free. It's free. And because of freedom of speech, well, they're trying to like, ban some content. I think they should, some of it. But killings and murders and all that, like there should be some limits to that. But for the most part, it's pretty free. And people are speaking their mind. And from what I'm seeing, it looks like we're all creating like a new religion. You know what I mean? It feels like we're all creating something new. And if you think about it, if there was one true religion where everyone was in it, that would actually benefit all of us. Right? Not this tribalism would be over. Your tribe against my tribe, America, you know what I mean? And Canada and South America. Like, people that are very like, USA, I hate that shit, man. Because it's like, dude, you're so lucky you were born on this side. Like, you could have been born in Mexico. Like, you're taking this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't. It's just a piece of dirt. That's the way I look at it. We're on this side of the dirt, and we're very fortunate. But for you to be like USA, we're better than you. It's all ego shit to me, and I'm just like, you should just be grateful from where you are, where you're from, but you shouldn't think you're better than any other country. You know what I mean? But that's basic tribalism right there. That's nationalism, and it's football teams. We fucking do it, But it I think one true religion all the way through, that's the goal. You know what I mean? And I think we're going to get there eventually. I have hope. Well, like, what if I said love is a religion? Then you would be like, oh, yeah, love for sure. We're all in that one. And that's what I mean. Is like religion, let's take the word religion out. It's just a way of being, a way of behaving. That's all it is. Religion is just a way of behaving. If I know you're Christian, you're going to act a certain way, and I can trust that you're going to act a certain way. You're going to respect me. You're not going to try to rape my wife, steal my clothes, and my alleged. Fucking guy. But you get what I'm saying, though. When you think about it in a big picture context, religion was actually necessary for us to even be a running society. We'd all, if we didn't know how to behave, and we were just relying on our natural instincts. Oh man, that's actually what happened back then. People were going to war. People were killing each other. And we almost destroyed the whole world because these men just couldn't, think of the big picture. They almost killed everybody.